How's it going? This is Rama from Close Up 360.
Yeah.
For a lot of players, it's the first time being out since the tragic death of
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant. How is it affecting everybody? Just this first time
Yeah,
being
it's
back,
been, for me personally, it's been an emotional week. I was playing on the golf course here in a practice round on Sunday when I got the news, and you wanted to believe it was fake. And as a father, Kobe's basketball stats and everything he did on the basketball court, I think, speak for themselves. You can look that up. His impact there will live on forever. But for me personally, when I think of Kobe now, I think of the images of him with his daughter, with Gigi on the basketball court, talking to her, getting back into the game because of her and the love she had for it. As a father now, I mean, that's been very emotional for me. I've looked up to Kobe my whole life. I grew up in that generation with him dominating. So I've always wanted to be him, the way he worked on the basketball court. I wanted his work ethic. You talk to people with the Mamba mentality. That's what, we all strive for as athletes out here. For me personally, looking at him the last couple of years, I want to be like him as a father. I want to be able to spend time with my kids. I brought my kid out yesterday. My kid's 2.5. That's the first time he's walked with me on a golf course. He came out during the practice round. Because with Kobe being taken away, you don't know how much time we have. And I want to be able to share more time with my son now when my daughters get older. But I brought him out yesterday because of that and let him experience being out and spending time with him. The impact he's had, he shut the world down for a day. It's the people, the stories, and he's one of those guys where I never met him, but I feel like I knew him. And that's the impact I think that Amy's had as well. People, even if you don't know her, you felt like you know her. And it takes a special person for that, and he was definitely that. I'll have some stuff on my shoes this weekend. I changed the putter cover, Lakers colors on the putter cover this week that a lot of guys are using there from Scotty Cameron. But, I think the biggest tribute is try to imitate him in the way, to be a father like he was and work hard every day because you never know when it's taken away from you. So you can't take any day for granted on and off the golf course. It's funny, like I said, I get emotional for somebody that I've never met. My wife and I were very emotional when I got home that day. You see him. When I saw Kobe play basketball, and I watched a lot of Kobe playing basketball. Growing up, I watched a lot of sports. Like when I watched Tiger Woods play, I used to record his press conferences afterward because the golf shots are one thing. I wanted to hear what he said. I wanted to hear what he was talking about, what he was thinking. And he never let off much, so you had to piece a lot of stuff together. The Kobe was the same way. And you see Kobe win, NBA championships. Yeah, he was excited, but he always felt like he had to continue to work and continue to get better. When you see him with his children, he looked like he was happy. He was smiling all the time, laughing. When he was coaching her, that's the love and energy that I want to have. And it makes me sad that him and his daughter and 7 other people's lives were taken away way too soon. And, I want to be there for my kids and not have to miss anything because you never know when it's going on. I travel a lot. I fly a lot, weekly. And it just makes you a little nervous that something tragic can be taken away so quickly.
Hey, Justin, this is Rama from Close Up 360. I want to talk about, Kobe's impact on you. You said that you never cried for another man that you never met before. Just wanted you to just share your thoughts and what you're going to do with your rounds going forward. This is the first tournament coming back since the tragic news. So
yeah, it's weird. I was actually where you went somewhere near Brian. I was talking to Brian about it a couple days ago. It's weird because I've never met him. I always wanted to meet him, but it's just for someone to have an impact on somebody that I've never met, never been around, is bizarre. And it's crazy. It's sad. I think what really got me is just how he lost his life just being a dad and being a great dad, and the fact that his daughters are never going to be able to spend any time with him anymore was like, for me, just really hard to kind of comprehend and deal with. And yeah, in terms of playing this week, it's a golf tournament. It's not like I'm going to try any harder or do anything differently. I have the stampings on my wedges. I was getting new wedges anyway, so the timing worked out well to put some stamps on there for him. I've always been a huge fan of his. I've always loved watching him play. Just loved hearing about his work ethic and stuff that he did on and off the court and how he just always worked harder than everybody else. And probably the reason I mean, obviously he was freakishly talented, but why he was better than everybody else, because he was going to work harder to get there and just kind of will himself to be a winner. And that's something that I hope to, hope to do. It's when I'm out there playing, when I have a chance to win a tournament, I want to have that, Mamba mentality, if you will, to try to close it out.
Rama from Close Up 360, you posted like an emotional tribute to Kobe on Instagram the other day. I just wanted you to get your thoughts as the first tournament back since his passing and how it's going to affect you going forward. And
Well, I try to express my mind as much as possible on that video. I've told many times, not many people know this, but I've told, Kelly Obi knows, and some of my closest friends. I've been asked before, there was one person in this world I would love to talk to because I idolize him so much. I've read everything about him, seen everything about it, read his books. It would have been Kobe Bryant. And I actually have a friend who was friends with him, who was it was going to be a possibility where we're talking about possibly meeting the week of LA or next week. So, and just how much it's impacted my life. He is him and Rafa Nadal are two of the people that I really lean on to try to improve my behavior and the way I come through sometimes on the golf course, and I've seen a lot of their stuff and how they think and how they portray themselves, and it's just so sad, I mean, and not only him. There was 9 people in that helicopter. There's 3 teenagers that didn't get to live full lives. There was, I think, that one of the teenagers' parents, who also have 2 other kids, when those kids missed, are never going to see their sister and parents again. And I think there was an assistant coach, a mom of 3, and obviously the other people in the helicopter. Right? It's an incredible tragedy. I know a lot of people are just focusing on Kobe, and I did miss mainly in that video, but can't forget, right? There's many other families affected, and to me, it's just, I think a lot of us take for granted how much of a blessing it is to walk outside your front door and just come back the same night. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what can happen, and that's why we gotta live our life to the fullest. We all have an expiration date. Unfortunately, we don't know when it is. And that's why you got to live every day like it's your last and try to enjoy it as much as possible.
this is Rama with Close Up 360. I want to talk about the message that you posted on Instagram about Kobe, his passing, and how it's affecting you, and how's it going to affect you going into this next tournament and beyond.
I mean, obviously, when freak things happen like that, it makes you, realize how, precious life is. And I think that was kind of what I was talking about with Kobe. Like I said, I really wish I would have had the opportunity to meet him and just be around him. I'm never someone that really asks a whole lot of questions. I just like to be around people and see how they go about things or how they treat other people, how they go about their business. But from all the stories I had heard and watching stuff, just seemed like he was, someone that lived every day like it was his last. Never left anything out. He left everything on the court, whether it was practice, whether it was game. So someone that has had obviously a very impressive impact, not just on one generation, but mine, kids, still growing up now, a generation ahead of me. So to see someone like that, I mean, it's a world icon. To have that kind of notoriety around the world, there's very few people that really have that, especially in sports. So no, I think he's someone that everyone has either learned something from or can take from. I think another one was, I saw Timberlake posted a good one. He touched so many different walks of life, not just in sport. So, like I said, I was bummed that I didn't have the chance to spend any time around him. It's just unfortunate.
All right, let's go to Brian.
Along those lines, you have any tributes planned for 16 or anything like that?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think between all the players, there's going to be plenty. I don't think Kobe needs any help as far as tributes go. I'm sure I'll add some stuff here and there. I know Puma had asked about adding some stuff to hats or shoes or something like that, and I may just scribble something on there. We'll kind of go with what it feels like at that moment, what to do. But yeah, I don't think Kobe's going to struggle with support from fans and people around the world. He did his job. He's pretty accomplished and very well respected.